Live from our studio here in Lagos, Nigeria, this is World Now. Thank you for joining us. Donald Trump has signed numerous executive orders and memoranda swiftly after taking the oath of office for his second term as President of the United States. In one of his first acts, he granted clemency to everyone charged over the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. We have details in this report.
President Donald Trump has signed numerous executive orders and memoranda swiftly after taking the oath of office for his second term as President of the United States. In a 29-minute inaugural address, President Trump declared the golden age of America begins right now and also pledged to restore the country's greatness through common sense policies and a renewed focus on prosperity.
First of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today.
In one of his first acts, he granted clemency to everyone charged over the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Mr. Trump gave sweeping pardons to nearly all of the 1,600 rioters charged with storming the Capitol and commuted the sentences of several others.
First of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews on that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They actually were fair. Maybe the fake news is changing.
Unleashing energy production.
Unleashing energy production. But I thought it was... I think having it in the Capitol is great. Obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming, and if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. You know, it was like, looked sunny, but when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision.
Donald Trump ordered the withdrawal of the country from the Paris Climate Agreement and took action on immigration policy and other issues, such as creating the Department of Government Efficiency. He also moved to toss out a Biden-era program that allows migrants fleeing for troubled nations to fly into the United States and remain in the country temporarily as part of a sweeping first-day crackdown on immigration.
President Biden.
In his inaugural speech, President Donald Trump claimed that Panama had broken a promise to remain neutral, alleging that China is operating the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal is one of the U.S.'s most important trade routes, with about 40% of the country's container ships passing through the waterway between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans.
China controls the Panama Canal. What's that all about? They're not supposed to be good. When Jimmy Carter gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it. He didn't give it to China. He gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal. And we're not going to allow that to happen.
In a response, President Jose Raul Mulino said he rejected President Donald Trump's words in their entirety, adding there is no presence of any nation in the world that interferes with our administration, in quotes.
For more on the recent change in leadership in the United States and recent executive orders signed by President Donald Trump, I'm joined by research and migration advisor Oludayo Shokunbe Valzoom from Canada, and also live from Texas, Ejike Okpa. Good to have you join us on World Now, gentlemen. Let me begin with you, Ejike Okpa. You were there on ground in Dallas, and I'm sure that you're following developments there. What is the mood in Dallas, Texas, almost 24 hours after Donald Trump's inauguration?
Well, thank you for having me. It's one of those things we expected to happen, and it happened. You know, we're very nervous come November 5th if he was going to make it, but he made it, and then we look forward to the swearing in that happened yesterday, so we got that one too. So now we're down to governing. The excitement is over. We have to govern. The opposition is not happy. They're going to do whatever they can to make it harder for him. But so far, so good. America has to be for Americans. And I subscribe to that number one mentality of Americans. It doesn't mean that somebody else cannot be number one. We have to protect what is ours. We have to give the American the confidence in the leadership, of their president, and not just cower to the demands of the world. We are in a global village, but we're not in a global country. Everybody has to protect their country, and America under Trump is going to be protected. And I'm excited about it. I've been in America for 37 years. I wouldn't live anywhere else. And I'm happy to see what is happening, because the alternative would have been worse. The alternative would have been worse. So
all
we're
right.
excited.
We'll get to talk about that some more, and then perhaps also explore, your journey to becoming an American and what this portends. But let me go to Mr. Shokunbi at this time. You are an academic and, of course, a migrant yourself. What is the feeler you're getting from the African migrant community, especially international students in the U.S. following President Trump's inauguration?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I think that if we have some sort of mixed feelings. Some are expecting that Trump's coming will favor them. Some are expecting that it will not favor them. For example, this morning, we woke up, just to see that he stopped the birthright citizenship. So he said some of them before, but we were thinking that it's for illegal migrants, So, and an average student wants to come to US and then naturalize in United States of America. Also, if you look at statistics, in 2016, when Donald Trump came for the first time, subsequent years, there were, decrease in the number of first-year students. When President Biden came, there was increase in the number of international students. So I think that many of those international students will not really consider US, because prior to the election, there was some sort of poll for about 3,500 international students asking them what's their feel about the next election. About 41% of them said, they are indifferent. They know that whatever Trump's policy would be, it will not affect them because they are here. The campaign team said that it's not just for international students, it's for people who are, thoroughly vetted, and they are sure that they would be law-abiding citizens. So that's a clause again, that everybody will not get a green card. And when we woke up today, we saw that he stopped the birthright citizenship for both legal and illegal immigrants, except one of the parents, is a legal migrant or someone who has a green card or citizenship in the US. So it's a sort of mixed feelings.
All right.
Some people are happy about it, and some people are not really happy about it.
I hear you, but let me go to Mr. Okwa. I'm sure that, for you personally also, you started out as a migrant in the US. And have you considered the fact that this could just be a blow, to thousands, perhaps millions of people across the world who are looking at, building a future in America, and especially also considering the enormous wealth and investment that these individuals bring to the American economy?
Well, let's do this. Immigration, America says, come to America legally. I came to America after youth service. I was already an estate surveyor in Nigeria. I chose to come here, became a citizen, ran for mayor, the first African to run for mayor in a major city in America in less than 8 years, ran for Congress. So I have been self-employed for 30-something years. I've been in America for 37. The perception is wrong. You have to come, you want to come into a country and avail yourself of the opportunities if you are legal. America don't have to put up with the nuisance of other countries. There are 200 other countries in the world. Make a choice. I decided I was never going to go to Canada, UK, or anywhere. I was denied visa 3 times, and I came to America after I got a visa the 3rd time. Immigration is not a right, it's a privilege. Just like somebody coming to your home, you have to let them in. If somebody jumps into your house, your home from the fence, are you going to be pleased with that? We say, come through. So if they want to go anywhere else, let them go. The investment these people bring into America does not constitute 1% of the American GDP. We welcome them. We want them to be here. But when you come here, yes, obey the law. We are a nation of immigrants. At the same time, we are a nation of laws. We don't want anybody to violate those laws. Just like in Nigeria in the 80s, they chased Ghanaians out. And these are people that look alike. These are West African people. Nigerians say Ghana must go. So I don't see any Nigerian coming here or going to America and demanding rights because we have kicked other people out. So what we want to do is how do we improve the condition in Nigeria, for instance, to give the people the option. Do you want to stay or do you want to leave? I left.
Now that inauguration is done, he's back, does it appear as though international students are still willing to explore study in the U.S.?
Thank you very much. I saw the LinkedIn post where I don't want to mention the name of the school, where the school, told all the international students, please come back before the inauguration and all of that. And I thought within myself, I mean, it's extraneous, honestly, because I don't think that international students will be stopped from coming to the US. I don't think so. So I think it's a matter of the body language of President Trump and how people have, understood what he's trying to say and what he's not trying to say. Honestly speaking, his policies will favor large number of persons. His policies may not favor large number of persons, especially for immigrants. If you look at the U.S.-Mexico border, he started building the border during his first time, was stopped, and then he's now started to build the border again. Yesterday, I saw a woman who is from Mexico, who, Mexico and U.S., they have some sort of an app where you can use to book your, immigration, status or to, come and do an interview based on asylum, thing and all of that. Yeah. So immediately Trump became president yesterday, that app stopped working. And I saw the woman crying profusely, So these are people who want to use the asylum route to come to the US. But back to your questions in terms of international student field, I think that some of them may consider alternatives, maybe like Canada, where there is no issue of birthright citizenship, where I am now. I think some of them will think about the alternative route. Maybe once they are done, they make sure that they do the EB2 NIW. President Trump has not said anything about EB2 NIW and EB1, where people who have the portfolio can apply for green card. But not everyone is has that qualification to become a legal resident in the US. So I think it's a sort of mixed feeling. Some people may not care. Some will say, let me just go to the US, get my education. Maybe after that, I can just consider that places like Canada, do the Canada PR route, the general express entry, use the provincial nomination, and all of that to get their citizenship and all of get their, PR card and all of that. But I think that it's a sort of mixed feeling, like I said before. Some will not care. Some would say, no, I am not coming to US. From the past statistics, we see that the decrease in the number of international students during Trump's first tenure was not really, visible. It's not really high. So I think that it will be the same. Maybe a slight decrease in the number of international students, but I don't think that it will stop people from coming to the US. I don't think so. I don't think that President Trump will stop international students from coming to the US.
All right. You spoke about alternatives earlier, and I was just thinking about some of the information out there. The fact that the Canada you mentioned
already said it. They are going to face a lot of scrutiny. Building the Mexico, the southern border, it's a whole lot itself. People who come here illegally will be, shown some sort of, stern approach. I think that anyone that wants to come to US now should consider the legal route. Coming through illegal route will be very, very difficult. President Trump said that he's going to deploy more personnel, to the US-Mexico border. He's going to empower a lot of people. He wants to stop this asylum thing that people, do and all of that. So these are the things he said, before the campaign and before the election. And I'm sure that these are his personal policies. He will pay some people, of course, and that some people will be affected. And in my opinion, I think that anybody that wants to come to US now should come in legally. Coming into the legal route will be very, very difficult.
All right, Mr. Shokunbi. Gentlemen, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the conversation and look at some other stories on the world now. Please stay with us.